who cares about this? So there's two trains of thought, and I actually haven't concluded which one's correct. So I'm gonna, I guess I'll just show you. They both spawn from the same point. So this is 21. So, you know, if you've done Romans before, you'll feel comfortable with this. We sell our stone. I'm always selling my stone on these 21s. And this 21, you really don't need to defend anything. Just like our castle drop FCs. I mean, with our castle drop FCs, we need, you know, 650 stone. So sometimes I'll defend my stone with the tower. But this, you never defend anything with any investment. No vill fighting, no nothing. You have no need to defend any of your resources. You're perfectly content to go to stragglers because we basically have a 200 wood castle that we can drop at any point in time. Okay, let me speed this up. So that's the theory. That's the theory of our like feudal pressure. We're basically just gonna res wall, do a couple cuts, and we're always gonna place on our safest wood line. Our safest wood line is here. This is extremely important if you are doing the aggressive version of this 21. Well, I'll show you both. Let me look at chat. It's I always do 7, and then I always do 6 and 7 on food, you know, under the TC, which is usually taking a boar right now, and then I send my 8th and 9th bill out to wood. 8th, 9th, and 10th. This is what's called a 3 into 5. If you don't want to have to learn the hard way, you can just put 4 on wood right now. It will lead to a little bit more rot, but you won't have to send the 2 bills out right at the end. I like the version where I get a little bit less rot. So now everyone goes on to food. And of course we can place our houses. Again, just really cheap cuts are going to be good on this strategy. I don't like it. Some more like this. Second boar. And another nice thing about this strategy is that you don't really got to push that much in. It's really good at laming. Like the most ideal way to play this strategy would definitely involve laming. All these 21, Shu, Romans, Woo, any of my 21 build orders are really resistant to getting lamed and really good at laming because they don't need to push in the deer. So their scout doesn't need to be pushing in deer, they can just be laming, or if you get lamed, you also don't feel that bad. So if you're playing this hardcore parkour, you're going to be laming with your scout instead of pushing in deer. So anyway, just know that this 21 is 3 into 5. That's what most of my basic 21s are. I like it. It just gives you a little bit more food. You have to think a little bit more, but whatever. Stone, please, whenever I coach him, he's like, no, I'm not doing 3 into 5. I'm just doing straight 4. And that's fine. Then you do an 8 on food into 4 on wood if you just want to do it simple. Here I did 7 on food into 3 on wood into just watch my rot and go to berries whenever it's appropriate. If you remember the rot rules, you don't want to have fewer than 7 on. So now we can do this mass exodus because we don't need people under here really anymore. I sent 7 to berries, gonna be totally fine. So it is a 6 to berries though. But again, this is actually how I'd play it if this was what my res looked like under my town center in a real game. Because I haven't pushed in many deer. Actually, I could probably stop right now if I wanted to. And if you do get chickens, you always just make a camp on chickens, and you'll still be able to do either a 21. So this is the 5 part of it. 3 into 5 part of it. The last 2 guys go out to wood. And you need to either have your scout next to your berries. Especially if you have 7, that's going to be a little hard to res wall. 6 would be a little easier. So you're going to need your scout next to your berries. I'll push in 2 deer. Or I did place these houses to be res walls. But yeah, you either need a res wall or have your scout on your weak point. So, because it's a no loom FC, so the enemy scout can kill you if you're not playing respectful. But we should play respectful. I'll just keep my scout over here. Often with these 3 into 5s, I build with the lumberjacks. Oh, actually, I forgot. This was a 3 into 4 because I'm thinking of a generic 3 into 5 because of the Armenian bonus. Completely forgot. You can do a 3 into 4 with this one because their guys cost a lot less wood. Or a little bit less wood. It's like 50 wood savings, and that's enough. Anyway, we're definitely going to build with these lumberjacks. And in general, we try to encapsulate a wood line, like basically a HOANG or corridor wall, where you get like walls, you know, here, you know, here, and like here or here. So, okay, let's pause the game. Let me save it here. It's, crossroad. Here's the crossroad. Okay. How old am I? I'm 32. Fairly old. Some might say ancient. So here's the crossroads. The moment that you get 800 food, you should be leaving with, I usually do 12 vills. So the moment I get 800 food, I will do that. And starting my sneak. Okay, you sell. So this is how I normally play it, but today I'm experimenting with a different way of playing it. Right, you normally leave and you do a circuitous path, right? We're leaving nice and early, so we'll be able to afford the circuitous path. Everyone goes off of food onto wood. Let's say we get walked. You know, their archers show up or whatever. That's totally fine. We're gonna go to stragglers. What we need.
Red Phosphorus will abuse this, so it's a good feature in the hands of the wrong person.
Rick just resubscribed for 17 months. Long journey.
Thanks, Reg. Yeah, so the thing that you need, you have to have, this is the part that a lot of people mess up, is you have to have 400 wood before you place your churches. As long as you place your 400 wood with 12 vills, you're going to be absolutely fine. Oh, one of these guys to be on stragglers, but whatever. I don't care. They will be absolutely fine. If you don't have 400 wood, you could lose the game on the spot. So right about now, you know, you can just sneak out onto the map in some random location, usually off and on an off angle, not somewhere between your base, but at an off angle, right? And then these guys will come and drop the church. I think I will have 400 wood. I don't usually get my eco upgrades. Yeah, it's a good sub alert. It's a little loud. I need to fix it, but it's funny. Okay, I didn't bring 12. So then you just place your churches, the magic number, 2 tiles apart, right? That means that, and you build them both instantly. This is another thing that people mess up. They build one, then the other. Don't do that. And you're gonna garrison and repair. That's it. The AI is actually like a good practice partner because they'll usually respond. Like, this is really, the AI, this is what I do in a real game. This is about this level of difficulty. And that's it. The bills do deal a lot of damage to them, but of course they're losing a lot of bills to do it. That's it. You build both at the same time, 2 apart. And this game is really over. So from here, okay, let's say from here. From here, usually I open a monk, right? The monk, I'm going to send once this is done. I actually should ungarrison this. The AI is going to resign if I don't. But now you can play straight monk usually. If they're on scouts, you can play straight warrior priests. Warrior priests do a little better against these guys than monks. Anyway, you're going to play straight monk. So if they're on archer right now, you're going to keep selling. You know, eventually we'll get there. You're going to convert. Does this make him run? No, he doesn't run for whatever. You're going to pick up relics, and you're just going to shoot the TC down. I definitely, when you double church, drop the TC. Your goal is to get a church on the TC. At least 1. And 2 is fine too. So if he did have a scary army, I would be absolutely fine with 2. And another thing you can do with this starting monk, other than picking up relics, is just poking. So like this wood line we haven't hit yet. But we can extend the effective range of our church by trying to convert people on this wood line while staying under here. So staying safe. So that's pretty much, that's the aggressive version. It loses to chill openings. I'll just tell you this straight up. If someone even opens like whatever, a slow sib like way, if they're playing way and they just make scouts at home, then you will lose. Actually, there's still an asterisk over there. It will depend on whether or not when they see your sneak. Like if their scouts are here and your sneak is here, they probably lose. So it's still a knife's edge for them, even if they have to be like on your sneak while you're walking into position. That's how you'll lose. Let's go back to the save state. So anyway, this game is basically you're just going to pick up relics, shoot down this TC, probably play into heavy warrior priests after you convert a couple of the archers and thin down the numbers. And you can boom from there. You can really do a lot of things. Yeah, and of course you can continue church dropping there too. It turns into a chaos game, but like a chaos game where you're very favored because you're picking up all the relics. Versus chill, I just boom. Yeah, so that's easy, but yeah. Anyway, so the other avenue. Let's load this. So this is the crossword. The other avenue, which is what I'm experimenting with today, is probably just, finish your cuts off. You get walked, you still really don't care. It's funny how little you care getting walked in this strategy. I got walked the last game versus BIRY, and I felt super comfortable. I honestly didn't have a moment where I was like, oh, I'm worried in that game versus BIRY last time. And of course, BIRY knows what I'm doing. He played this strategy for like a month. So the chill version is you're going to get your eco upgrades. I usually think I picked up like 2 relics, and that was my benchmark for going forward. 2 relics, and I had like 4 warrior priests, and then I just went forward. I mean, if I saw a ton of archers, maybe I wouldn't do that, but I went forward with like 7 vills, and then I just basically played this exact same strategy, but with 4 warrior priests in support to zone. I think we could watch the game. BIRY had like, I don't know, he had some number of archers, but I just tossed my guys into him and then got the churches up. And from there, then you just play, get his archers out of position, church his next forward area, the churches go up instantly. It's all very silly. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I will say, Serve, this is a big question mark. I played the aggressive version to, 2K 570 or something. I have no clue what I could play this to. It could be worse. It could be I could only play it to 2K3. I saw HOANG doing the chill version, and it seemed pretty rough, honestly. But also HOANG's unit control isn't always on point. That's another thing, and neither is mine. But it's a big question mark. I don't actually know if it's good or bad. It's entirely unexplored. Anyway,